Let's assume that we're good.
So is the microphone system working? No. That's a no. Okay, here we are. Please control the volume of sound and put the room and stream setting aside.
Check 1, 2. Check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. We can just pass this around. That'll work.
Okay. So we have the speakers knob in the 12 o'clock position, yes. And set the room mic to the on position. Let's try it now.
Check, 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 check.
Nothing. Okay, so we've got the room mic on. Tap on the red light indicates the mic is getting power. And here, set the speakers knob to the 12 o'clock position. It's all just like the picture.
Let's pass this around.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to our Parinirvana service. This is the time once a year where we commemorate the passing of the Buddha Shakyamuni 2,500 years ago. And so we have a number of Dharma teachers and Dharma students who are participating in today's service. And we'll also read the story of the Buddha's death. And we'll pass around the story so each of you can read a section of that as well. We'll start with the tea and incense offering presented by Tongsun and Jagwa. Please stand for the three refuges. Today we'll chant the three refuges in a few different ways. The first one is in Sino-Korean, in keeping with our Zen tradition from the mountain monasteries of Korea. Even if you don't know the words, just throw your voice in. This is a sound practice. And now we'll do the chant in Pali. Please repeat after me. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Dhammaya.
Namo Dhammaya.
Namo Sanghaya.
Namo Sanghaya.
And now in Sanskrit. Buddham Saranam Gacchami.
Buddham Saranam Gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Now, Tong-san will sing the English version.
I put my trust in the Buddha, and I resolve that with all beings I will realize the great way, and I will cultivate a garden where the Buddha seed may forever thrive, and I will grow a heart of enlightenment. I put my trust in the Dharma, and I resolve that with all beings I will penetrate the sutra treasure, and I will pass through Dharma gates beyond all measure, uncovering wisdom as vast as the ocean. I put my trust in the Sangha, my brothers and sisters in time of need, and I resolve that nothing will impede our gentle walk to a world that's free, liberated society. I put my trust in these jewels three, perfect and complete right now inside of me, each moment, and I resolve that with all beings I will dedicate each moment to their realization in this lifetime. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, in this lifetime.
Please be seated. At this time, we do the mournful chant to commemorate the passing of the Buddha. This is an unusual chant that is handed down from our Korean Zen tradition. And I say unusual because it's not common that we make these sounds, as adults anyway. And so we'll be chanting the 5 vowels: A, A, E, O, U, in a mournful way, kind of a sad way. And initially, any self-consciousness that I used to have about doing this kind of evaporated due to the cacophony of sound, because we're all chanting this at different paces and so on, so no individual voice can easily be heard. I view this as a kind of a sound practice, an embodiment practice. So when you're making these sounds, pay attention to how it physically feels in your body. It's a way of us connecting with our direct experience. At this time, our Dharma teacher Jagwa will do the Cambodian chant of the Buddha's last words.
Yoho Ananda, come here now, don't delay, I'll soon pass away, leaving you all alone. Oh friend, please be well, don't suffer needlessly, or I must leave you. Don't you grieve, Ananda. My 5 aggregates will break down and dissolve. Stay, stay, Ananda. Contemplate your own life. These days, your body is brittle as fire clay. It won't last for long, bound to break in pieces. Please, dear Ananda, contemplate this deeply. When I pass away, you must bear my teaching. Truly, this Dharma remains with anyone whose heart is bright and clear, who follows what I teach. Now the realized one shall end in Nirvana. Time's curse comes cruelly to crush and cut off life.
In the last few months before his death, the Buddha traveled around to many towns in ancient India in order to review his key teachings. And so at this point, we have a recitation of the key doctrines, and we'll contemplate the key doctrines of Buddhism. I'll start by ringing the bell 3 times, and then once after the recitation of each doctrine.
The Four Noble Truths. The truth of suffering. The truth of the cause of suffering. The truth of the cessation of suffering. The truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering.
The Eightfold Path. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration.
The 3 marks of conditioned existence. 1. Impermanence. 2. Non-self. 3. Suffering to attain nirvana.
The 4 pure abodes. The practice of loving kindness. The practice of compassion. The practice of sympathetic joy. The practice of equanimity.
The threefold training. Sila, cultivation of morality, our ethical awakening. Samadhi, meditative concentration and awakening to Dharma, our spiritual awakening. Prajna, cultivation of wisdom and awakening to interconnectedness, our social awakening.
The 6 paramitas. Dana paramita, may I be generous and helpful. Shila paramita, may I be pure and virtuous. Kashanti paramita, may I be patient. May I be able to bear and forbear the wrongs of others. Virya paramita, may I be strenuous, energetic, and persevering. Dhyana paramita, may I practice meditation and attain concentration and oneness to serve all beings. Prajna paramita, may I gain wisdom and be able to give the benefit of my wisdom to others.
This is the story of the death of the Buddha as written by Thich Nhat Hanh in his book, Old Path, White Clouds. So I'll start the reading and then pass it around. If each person can read 1 paragraph and then pass it to the next person. Also, if you want to pass, if you don't want to read, you can just take the book and pass it to the person after you. The title of the chapter is Be Diligent. It was dusk by the time the Buddha and the bhikkhus reached the forest of sal trees. The Buddha asked Ananda to prepare a place between two sal trees for him to lie down. The Buddha lay on his side, his head facing north. All the bhikkhus sat around him. They knew that the Buddha would pass into nirvana that same night. As you pass the book to the next person, please point out where the next paragraph begins.
The Buddha looked up at the trees and said, Ananda, look. It is not yet spring, but the sal trees are covered with red blossoms. Do you see the petals falling on the Tathagata's robes and the robes of all the bhikkhus? This forest is truly beautiful. Do you see the western horizon all aglow from the setting sun? Do you hear the gentle breeze rustling in the sal branches? The Tathagata finds all these things lovely and touching. Bhikkhus, if you want to please me, if you want to express your respect and gratitude to the Tathagata, there is only one way, and that is by living the teaching.
The evening was warm, and Venerable Ubadapa stood over the Buddha to fan him. But the Buddha asked him not to. Perhaps the Buddhist did not want his splendid view of the setting sun obstructed. The Buddha asked Venerable Anuruddha, I do not see Ananda. Where is he?
Another bhikkhu spoke up. I saw Brother Ananda standing behind some trees weeping. He was saying to himself, I have not yet attained my spiritual goal, and now my teacher is dying. Who has ever cared more deeply for me than my teacher? The Buddha asked the bhikkhu to summon Ananda. The Buddha tried to comfort Ananda. He said, don't be so sad, Ananda. The Tathagata has often reminded you that all dharmas are impermanent. With birth, there is death. With arising, there is dissolving. With coming together, there is separation. How can there be birth without death? How can there be arising without dissolving? How can there be coming together without separation? Ananda, you have cared for me with all your heart for many years. You have devoted all your efforts to helping me, and I am most grateful to you. Your merit is great, Ananda, but you can go even farther. If you make just a little more effort, you can overcome birth and death. You can attain freedom and transcend every sorrow. I know that you can do that, and that is what would make me the most happy.
Turning to the other bhikkhus, the Buddha said, no one has been as good an attendant as Ananda. Other attendants in the past sometimes dropped my robe or bowl to the ground, but never Ananda. He has taken care of all my needs, from the tiniest detail to the largest tasks. Ananda always knew when and where a bhikkhu, a bhikkhuni, lay disciple, king, official, or practitioner from a different religious sect should meet with me. He arranged all meetings most effectively and intelligently. The Tathagata believes that no enlightened master in the past or future could have attended more talented and devoted than Ananda.
Venerable Ananda wiped his tears and said, Lord, please don't pass away here. Kusinara is just a small town of mud dwellings. There are so many more worthy places like Sampa, Raja Gaha Savati Sakita Kosambi or Varanasi. Please, Lord, select such a place to pass away so that more people will have a chance to see your face one last time.
The Buddha replied, Ananda, Kusinara is also important, even if it is no more than a small town of mud dwellings. The Tathagata finds this forest most agreeable. Ananda, do you see the saw flowers falling about me?
The Buddha asked Ananda to go to Kusinara and announce to the Mallas that the Buddha would pass into nirvana in the grove of the sal trees at the night's last watch. When the Malla people heard this news, they hastily made their way to the forest. An ascetic named Sabuhada was among them. While the people took turns bowing to the Buddha, Subhada asked Venerable Anand if he could have an audience with Buddha. Ananda refused, saying the Buddha was too tired to receive anyone. But the Buddha overheard their conversation and said, Ananda, let ascetic Subhada speak with me. The Tathagata will receive him.
Ascetic Sabuhada knelt before the Buddha. He had long felt drawn to the Buddha's teaching, but had never met him before. He bowed and said, Lord, I have heard about spiritual leaders such as Purana Kassapa, Makali Gasala, Aita Kasa Kambali, Paduka Kakayana, Sanjaya Balathikuta, and Nagantha Nataputa. I would like to ask if, according to you, any of them attained true enlightenment.
The Buddha answered, Subhada, whether or not they attain enlightenment is not a necessary thing to discuss now. Subhada, the Tathagata, will show you the path by which you yourself can attain enlightenment.
The Buddha spoke to Subhada about the Noble Eightfold Path. He concluded by saying, Subhada, wherever the Noble Eightfold Path is truly practiced, you will find people who have attained enlightenment. Subhada, if you follow this path, you too can attain enlightenment.
Ascetic Subhada felt his heart suddenly opened. He was filled with great happiness. He asked the Buddha to accept him as a bhikkhu. The Buddha asked the Venerable Aranda to perform the ordination ceremony right then and there. Subhada was the last disciple received by the Buddha.
After Subhada's head was shaved, he received the precepts and was given a robe and bowl. The Buddha then looked at all the bhikkhus sitting around him. Many bhikkhus from the vicinity had arrived, and so there were now nearly 500. The Buddha spoke to them.
Bhikkhus, if you have any doubt or perplexity concerning the teaching, now is the time to ask the Tathagata about it. Don't let this opportunity pass by so that later you will reproach yourselves, saying, that day I was face to face with the Buddha, but I did not ask him.
The Buddha repeated these words 3 times, but no bhikkhu spoke.
Venerable Ananda exclaimed, Lord, it is truly wonderful. I have faith in the community of bhikkhus. I have faith in the Sangha. Everyone has clearly understood your teaching. No one has any doubts or perplexity about your teaching and the path to realize it.
The Buddha said, Ananda, you speak from faith, while the Tathagata has direct knowledge. The Tathagata knows that all the bhikkhus here possess deep faith in the three gems. Even the lowest attainment among these bhikkhus is that of a stream enterer.
The Buddha looked quietly over the community and then said, Bhikkhus, listen to what the Tathagata now says. Dharmas are impermanent. If there is birth, there is death. Be diligent in your efforts to attain liberation.
The Buddha closed his eyes. He had spoken his last words. The earth shook. Cell blossom fell like rain. Everyone felt their minds and bodies tremble. They knew the Buddha has passed into Nirvana.
At this point, we have, make sure we get the right thing here. The 10 Dharma gates of the Spring Wind Sangha as recited by Tongsan.
Ten Dharma gates of the Spring Wind Sangha. 1. Buddha Shakyamuni attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree at Bodh Gaya. 2. He saw with his wisdom eye that all beings were endowed with Buddha nature, each and every one, with no exception. 3. Thereafter, the Buddha spent 45 years on the road, teaching the way of Buddha to the multitude for the peace of the world and the happiness of all beings. 4. Since that time, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and great masters of the 10 directions and the 3 worlds have carried forward the truth. They have declared that all beings are Buddhas from the very beginning, striving with this teaching to save everyone from ignorance and suffering. 5. Over the centuries and successive generations, they made special vows out of compassion and used many skillful means to inspire their contemporaries and fellow beings. They urged everyone to look for the Buddha within. 6. Together, these Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and great masters have passed on to us the Dharma of hope and purification and the way of wisdom and emancipation. They have entrusted us with the continued transmission of Dharma and the light of wisdom. 7. When we awaken to the Buddha within, surrender ourselves to the tradition of the 3 jewels, and apprehend the manifestation of the 3 bodies of Buddha, then Dharma's sun begins to shine in our everyday life. The wheel of Dharma turns, we are blessed by its turning, and we live in the Dharma realm amidst the ailing and troubled world. 8. Out of our deep humility and boundless gratitude to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas before us, we wake up again and again. We vow constant practice. We strive to shine again out of clouds. Be ye a lamp. 9. Remember that it is your Buddha who meditates, lights candles, chants, and does prostrations. Remember that it is your Bodhisattva who plays the wake-up moktak, rings the bell, cleans the temple, and greets people at the door. Remember that each of your acts is nothing short of full awakening, and that each service you render completely fulfills your Bodhisattva vow to liberate all beings. 10. Stop seeking holiness, for the way of Buddha is no other than ordinary everyday life. Honor all beings, for Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are no other than common, ordinary people.
Please straighten your mat and cushion and stand. At this point, we each have an opportunity to commemorate the passing of the Buddha and remember his teachings. So I'll ask you to form 2 lines, one on each side, and we'll come up through those lines and take a flower from the altar and place it into the water. So you take a flower like this, you place it into the water and make a bow in front of the statue of the reclining Buddha. While we do this, we'll be chanting Suga Muni Bul. Please repeat after me. Suga Muni Bul. This is the Korean version of Shakyamuni Buddha. And so then the people who are in the rows behind will come up from the back so that we have a constant stream of people coming up through these 2 lines. After you take the flower, bow, and place it into the water, you can move back this way and this way up front to return to your seat. Also, these flowers are several on one stem, and we have about 50 people here today. So please break off an individual flower and place that in the altar instead of putting in 6 at a time. Thanks. Sugamuni Bul, 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 Sugamuni Bul.
Sugamanipu, 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 Sugamanipu,
Please be seated. This is a message from our founding teacher, Samu Sunim. The Buddha passed away in order to prove the three marks of all conditioned phenomena: impermanence, non-self, suffering, and to attain nirvana. He passed away so that each of us in successive generations could awaken like him, that we could take up training to become Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for the world. He passed away so that the legacy of Dharma and Sangha would prevail in successive generations. And now the transference of merit for all those suffering in the world right now, moments of silence to remember to send safety to areas of the world that desperately need it. Please put your hands together in Hapchang. Whatever merit we may have earned through our Dharma practice, this Parinirvana service, we offer for the relief of suffering and the peace and happiness of all beings. May peace and happiness prevail. May love and wisdom flourish. May the teachings of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas spread. Please repeat after me. Gate, gate, paragate.
Gate, gate, paragate.
Parasamgate.
Parasamgate.
Bodhisvaha.
Bodhisvaha.
Gate, gate, paragate.
Gate, gate, paragate.
Parasamgate.
Parasamgate,
Bodhisvaha,
Bodhisvaha,
Gate, Gate, Paragate,
Gate, Paragate,
Parasamgate,
Parasamgate,
Bodhisvaha.
Bodhisvaha.
Let's do announcements.
Public services are offered every Sunday at 10 a.m. Families are always welcome, especially on the second Sunday of every month when we have a Dharma talk geared for children of all ages and a mindful parenting discussion group. Our next family service is April 12th. Next Sunday, after service, we will have a question and answer session with our temple priest, Maum. Come with questions about our temple and traditions. Volunteer opportunities. Join us for Together Action, Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. This is a Sangha building event for anyone who wants to help maintain the temple's buildings and grounds. After service this morning, we will be doing some spring cleaning outdoors. Anyone who would like to help, please join Sheila outside when you hear the moktok at tea time. She's raising her hand right now. Join us for holistic practices during the week to support your health. Qigong with Samatha meets every Monday evening from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Qigong is a traditional Chinese medicine practice blending intentional movement, meditation, and breathing. Qigong reduces stagnation of energy, enhancing the body's ability to heal itself. Yoga with David Black meets every Tuesday from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Beginning and experienced students in the classes learn traditional yoga postures of Hatha Yoga with an emphasis on relaxation, concentration, and working with the breath. Our next Beginner's Zen Retreat and Introduction to Meditation course will be an overnight class taught by Magamak and offered 7 p.m. April 17th to noon April 18th. We will also offer a 5-week meditation course on Thursday evenings from 6:30 to 8 p.m. starting on April 23rd, taught by Haji Sunim. These courses support your home practice, prepare you for temple membership, and are open to everyone. Art and Meditation Retreat, April 8th through 12th. 4 days and 3 nights. Maybe 5 days and 4 nights of arts, crafts, writing, meditation, and Dharma. Strengthen your practice and get in touch with your creative side. The temple is taking applications for our residential visitors program. This is an opportunity for people who want to spend time living in a Buddhist community. Follow the temple practice schedule and participate in retreats, study groups, public service, and yoga classes as your schedule permits. Pursue your spiritual path, seeking peace and harmony in a wholesome environment. For the safety of all who seek refuge here, we will be locking our doors when Sunday service has begun. Please try to be on time. A greeter will let you in if you arrive late. For details about any of these classes or events, please talk to one of our Dharma teachers who are wearing gray. Sign-up sheets are in the lobby. The temple is entirely supported by your generous donations. There is a fishbowl in the lobby for monetary donations, a PayPal QR code, as well as an electronic credit card device. And Iljan?
Recovery Dharma will meet at noon today in the historic Buddha Hall, or as I call it, the big yellow building right next door.
How do you say that besides?
The big yellow building right next door. It will begin at noon today in the library.
Okay. After we do the 4 great vows, we'll do 3 vows to formally end the service. And then as you're coming out, please help to prepare the room for the week by putting away your mats and cushions. The mats and cushions that are touching the carpet will remain where they are, but the rows beyond that get stacked up neatly on the sides. And so the mats and cushions over here will be placed on the platform, and the ones on this side of the room will be placed in the back corner. So please bring your own mat and cushion up there. And then we'll have tea afterwards for anyone who wants to stay and chat in the reception area. And I want to thank all of the people who participated in the service today. Haju and Maroon, our priests, are both out of town this week, and so we were thrown in the deep water, and I think we did okay. I wasn't sure we were going to have enough flowers, but it was like the miracle of the loaves and fishes. And so, young Charlie, you have something to say.
Yes, the announcement, she never mentioned the fishbowl.
Oh, she did. Yeah.
But the fishbowl, it's very important.
There's a fishbowl.
Yes.
I was just double checking.
Yeah.
What's the fishbowl for? I think that's what he's trying to do.
Is there fish in the fishbowl?
Is it fish
No,
or-
there's no fish in the fishbowl. We're looking for money donations. Fishbowl. That's a great way to.
Fishing for donation?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do the 4 great vows. Please repeat after me. All beings, one body.
All beings, one body.
I vow to liberate.
I vow to liberate.
Blind passions, one root.
Blind passions, one root.
I vow to terminate.
I vow to terminate.
Dharma gates, one mind.
Dharma gates, one mind.
I vow to penetrate.
I vow to penetrate.
The great way of Buddha.
The great way of Buddha.
I vow to realize.
I vow to realize.
Please stand and straighten your mats and cushion, and we'll do 3 vows together.